Over to you, sir.
Thank you. So we have just stopped sharing our screen now. You can go ahead and start sharing your screen.
Yeah. Respected Muhammad Yusufji and other ASSP Kuwait Chapter members, good evening. Thank you for the wonderful opportunity you gave to me to address the personalities of ASSP members. And I must also thank, or I can say, my profound gratitude to Mr. Dr. Sivaprasad, who made me introduced to a great chapter of ASSP. And today I'm here in front of you to share insights of HSE business management system, the best practices. And also, let me thank for a wonderful introduction about my profile, and I'm honored so well. Yeah, let me start now. A small presentation, whatever what you call presentation. Give me a minute. Yeah. Is it visible, sir? Is it visible and am I audible?
Yes, it is visible.
Thank you very much. Let us move now to our presentation on HSEQ. I just named it HSEQ because you're more pronouncing with HSEQ. And before that, let me also say that I've learned a lot from your great organization. You're ISO certified, and you also had a great strategic objective of zero accident, zero incidents, followed by togetherness, and your ISO certified company. I think there's a lot for me also to learn for a great ASSP chapter. Also look forward to learn from you, all of you. Today I'll be sharing my inputs to all of you on how this ISO 9001, ISO 45001, ISO 14001 really support us to improve our performance and align to business performance. Yeah, you see, if we want to really improve the HSE performance, these are the key successful factors. The most important successful factors is the commitment by the top management, including across the organization. Everybody should really commit zero accident, zero incident when you talk about occupational safety, and no harm to earth when you talk about environmental. And when you say the quality, no defects, no compliance, all these if you commit across the organization, you are going to have a real performance improvement in the organization by using or adopting these QEOHS management systems. And more than that, important thing is culture promotion, that believe in these management systems. This would really help us to perform better and ceremoniously adopt these elements as you do a regular work and be a part of your regular practice. And when you start doing this management system, it really throws you a lot of opportunities. And these opportunities you can link into performance as well as align to your strategic and competitive, what you call objectives. The most important thing, unless you engage people, you make them the part of the success story along with the leaders, managers, no initiative would really be productive and fruitful. So see that people are engaged, people are participated, people are collaborated, they really work. Here I use the word worker because this context of 45,001 worker means including the chairman, everybody across the organization. We call them as workers because everybody can really contribute to the best to have safe and healthy work environment in the organization. And most important thing, today the EOH management systems or quality management system, see that these are all not standalone performance management systems by documentation. These are all to be aligned with business processes and as well as strategic direction, and also while you make a decision making. Very, very important. Then, of course, it helps to go for the legal requirements. And my happiness to share you, today all this management talks about business language. Business language is nothing but Oxford language. What's your strategy? how you want to improve your management systems is what really says. So you all must have a strategy. What really can be done to improve this business by applying or by adapting all these management systems, quality, environmental, operational safety. And you must show really a leadership by example. It means what exactly? You have to set an example, like bringing awareness, going around the shop floor, make a walkthrough, and just have a shake hand. Tell them these are all our commitments. They're all a culture. Let us be a part of our life so that you are going to be the fruit enjoying person, what you call company. And finally, today management system talks more about risk and equally talk about opportunities across all processes. Very important thing. Of course, you all know it, but today it has been become almost a mandated requirement. Though they said risk-based thinking, but the coming years, it is going to be risk management. So every process has to be really dealt with the risk management followed by mitigation. And wonderful concept the ISO has brought after 28 years of the learning context of organization. It means the entire ISO organizations, whatever management system standards they're developing now, all this to be now developed in consistency, alignment, so that lot of redundancy, lot of repetition of documentation requirement can be eliminated. That's the reason they have started a concept called lean revolution. Like, Six Sigma, all of this, it means what becoming lean to deliver the productive deliverables. So the ISO organization also started learning from society. They said, I think we have really overburdened the society by documentation more and more. Let us bring a simple system so that everybody can enjoy and contribute for the business performance. It has become now organization context. Finally, Annex FSL, which is nothing but a guide, a directive for all these management system committee members. When they develop the standard, they should align the practices. And wonderfully, you all surprised to say this documented information, new word they've used. It means very little lean structure, process based, minimal documentation is demanded now. Friends, now the management system across globe, whichever standards talks about, all these management systems are now made consistently and aligned to all different management systems. It means they'll have 10th class structure, identical code text. When you talk about preventive action, corrective action, process, activity, risk, uncertainty, all these terminologies are now equally applicable to all management systems. And this is how they made a common code text as well as common terms and definitions so that you can easily navigate from one standard to other standard. These standards are developed by committees called TCs, means technical committees. All these technical committees must or shall use this NXSL guide, and they must develop along in line with the NXSL guide. It means they will be clearly given a framework so that there is no repetition for the society to take the benefit of a simple, lean, structured documentation supports business objectives also. Let us see now. See now, there are simple 10 class structure, start from 1 to 10, and you all know it because you're all, I understand now we all did leader courses. We've been attending a lot of business management programs. So here the requirement starts from 1 to 10, what you call requirements of 1 to 10. But what exactly implement is class number 4 to 10? You all must be knowing. Interestingly, a simple way of understanding is context of organization, leadership, planning, support, operation, performance evaluation, improvement. All these are all same requirements across all management systems. Let us take about the petroleum industry. Your company can apply ISO 9001, can apply ISO 14001, also apply ISO 45001. Of course, your own management system called ISO 29000, petroleum, petrochemical, gasoline, sector-specific management system, followed by information security. Even I think you must be doing also ISO 50001, majority of companies. All these management systems are now have a similar structure, except those specific context requirements. Other things are easy to navigate from one standard to other standard. Now, followed by that, also given a support for all of us who must also refer these technical committees. For example, when I say TC 207, it is a technical committee on environmental management system. They have shared a lot of knowledge on product life cycle, end-life disposal, aspect impact, competency requirement, audit tools and techniques. All this you can download from this website called APZ. Means if you want to do a good contribution to society, they're given a lot of knowledge called Audit Practicing Group, EMS. You can download, bunch of files are available. Similarly for occupational health and safety, TC283. This is the committee responsible for developing the management system standards, and also equally, these committees support sharing their knowledge to their own website. You can also refer with these links. And finally, quality also. So it means all these management systems for each standard, there is a technical committee. They develop the standards, they give it to us. Later on, they also share their knowledge for a better interpretation. Please browse these technical committees web links. You would be given a lot of insight for more knowledge base. Why we need knowledge? Because when you acquire knowledge, decisions go almost right. When the decisions go right, there are no risks. That's how people say knowledge is not lost, skill is lost. So when you have a knowledge gaining and accumulating profoundly, then you become a great decision maker. So make a good decisions on safety, health, environmental. Please keep browsing these good websites, links. Then wonderful thing now the way by ISO Secretariat, not only the management systems, normally whichever standards we go for certification, there are called as type A standards, means MSS, Management System Standard. It's a buzzword now. All of you can really make use of this MSS, Management System Standards. Now these management system standards, which are falling into type A, are eligible for certification or implementation in the company. Please make a note, standards are not published for certification. Standards are published for performance improvement, process improvement, cultural change, togetherness, taking out waste from this particular process, bringing a contribution to society, make resources more productive, more useful to the next generation. That's how today, if you see, we talk about UN sustainable goals. These goals are nothing but by applying all these management systems, you are going to achieve as a globe, a society, to make this world safe, healthy, and no damage to earth in the coming years. Otherwise, life becomes distinct. That's how these management systems really support our initiative. The next very important thing, when you want to apply, these management systems better way, luckily they're given guidance standards also. Those guidance standards, for example, if you want to implement Better Way 9001, more insight, you can use 9004 in coordination with or in consideration 9001. If you want to implement ISO 14001, better in a more productive and user-friendly way, use 14004. They are all called guidelines standard. These are not eligible for certification. They're only guidelines for making understanding more than what you know from these elements of standard of ISO 9001 or ISO 14001. Then there's also wonderful standard risk management ISO 31000. You can also refer, because today all these management starts thinking about risk-based thinking. I am sure it is not a risk management like ISO 31000, but it said very clearly you must promote risk-based thinking. Now, wonderfully, these management systems are now designed such a way that I'm sure you all know the methodology or a never-ending cycle called PDCA. The great quality guru, Dr. Deming, advocated this concept. I'll come about this great quality guru in the subsequent slides. Otherwise, these management systems are now structured almost all the management systems in a concept called PDCA. If you see this particular thing, this particular methodology can be applied across organization at chairman level, at director level, at manager level, at operator level. What exactly it means? Know your objectives, know your process, understand what for you are really going to aim. Do it as per your plan and train them, educate them, make a simple documentation and check your operation quality. See that these are controlled. And in EMS, you call as emergency preparedness. OSHAs, you call as emergency preparedness response. And more important than OSHAs, procurement is also very important. Now it has been added more and more, followed by management change. When you do all this, act for improvement. So any one out of these four quadrants, any one quadrant, if you don't really review, check, and act accordingly, improvement is uncertain. It is not bound to come. So learning is you should keep on learning from act. Again, act from the act. Whatever learnings you have, again, key it as an input for the planning. Change the planning of system or process or whatever you require. Then do it again. Check it. Improvement is bound to come. That is the philosophy of PDCA. This is a wonderful concept. Everyone should really make it a point. And the plan does not mean only dream it. Plan means how you are going to achieve. I think you must be knowing the great guru, management guru called Peter Drucker. It's nicely coined concept. What exactly a plan? He said plan is nothing. Planning is everything. A planning is here nothing but do, check, act, and learn from act. That's how these management systems are now more towards business management system rather than a documented system. And not even today standalone, my friends. Now, of course, there are a lot of changes, but I'm happy to share one of the important thing. Like he said, no leadership and workers' participation. The first leadership, or to call title, has been equally given importance. Leadership and workers' participation. It has been very clearly, unless you make the workers across the organization participation and consulting in every sphere of our activities, you can't aim to get zero accident, zero incident, because the people at the source are the real knowledgeable people, how we can stop the near misses, incidents, accident to the best of their effort. What we need is we have to give them that particular forum to really make a participation. I'm happy you can see the pictures very clearly. These are all the ways and means how we can engage people so that they're really going to contribute. So idea is consultation. You not take the decision, but at least ask them what do you think about our objectives? What do you think about the procurement of materials, equipment? Are they really made safe? Or you have anything to address? Please share it. You find anything on emergencies or any unacceptable hazards or any environmental issues, can you please share it? So you can do it in the safety committees or workers committee anyway, but that should be more visible than a standalone meeting. A meeting does not mean you sit together. The meeting means you have to communicate, engage, get output, which contributes for HSE. And then finally, participation. Please make a note when you derive what you call any HERA, you must make workers a part of HERA study. They must know what is HERA. They must even know their own language, how I can really contribute, where these particular requirements can be informed to the top management. This hazard was not identified, though they have done it. Let me add value. And second thing, you must understand, unless you make these workers competent to identify hazards, very difficult. So please see that they engage so that they become competent. And whenever there's something wrong, gone wrong, any accident, which has really had an adverse impact on the petroleum process, you must see workers are a part of an investigation team. Please don't make this investigation by managers, supervisors, MDs, directors. Most important person who can really a better contribution is a worker. Select someone or two representatives, make them also part of this, where the new changes come. Please make this happen really. Then finally, very important thing, if you see, you must understand now today the business management system, that is what context of organization is nothing but business environment, means your company, how it is impacted externally, how it is impacted internally, you must understand. Here issues means your own HSE issues, environmental issues, quality issues. For example, let us take an example. One example, the technology, advanced technology is an issue. No technology or low technology is an issue. Maybe an operating everything manually, it is an issue where people are not so competent in terms of arresting the hazards or stopping the what you call the fire, whatever it is. So they're all an issue. So here political issues, economic issues, sociological, technology advancement, competency, and in the culture of the organization, internal deficiencies all need to be understood before you design a HSE system or environment management system. Followed by, most important today, you are not standalone as a company. You must understand the interested parties like employees, workers, contractors, migrant laborers, NGOs, legal bodies, of course, government, all its requirement you must understand. Then finally, see that your company completely comply with the legal requirements. From all this, you have to arise, are there any opportunities for the company? Are there any risks for the company? Today, the management system does not alone talk about risk, it all talks about the opportunities. What are the opportunities I have now? Example, you have a rugged safety management systems. It means your the premium will get reduced. And you have a lot of risk. It means now the premium will go higher. So these things should be really understood and captured. And these risks and opportunities, and apart from this, you also get from your study of aspect impact, different what you call risks, and from your is a hazard study, and as well as HSE study, you get also different risks. And from the legal compliance, also you get risk. All these risks to be addressed and just to be prioritized, followed by even you have to capture the opportunities for the business management systems right from environmental management, occupational management, as well as quality management. All these need to be addressed on priority basis, which would really give a branding image, make the work environment safe and healthy and accident free, and we have no damage to the environment and the work area. Those are need to be prioritized. Of course, more than anything, your legal compliance really precedes everything. So anything legally not compliant is unacceptable. You must comply with the requirement. Let it be air pollution or your what you call the disposal time period, or you can say the consumption of the what you call the resources, all need to be really taken care. Now today, if you see, this is from ISO 14004. How nicely they made. I don't know. I'm sure you must have gone through this. Otherwise, kindly go through ISO 14004 and number of examples given. Beautifully, they made it now. You must now address actual and potential environmental impacts, not alone actual impacts. Both you have to address. Then only you'll really get an opportunity, and followed by risk and opportunities that need to be addressed for every activity, at least by the key activities, what to identify. Like, you have what you call key activities like exploration, then what you call refinement process and transportation. These are areas where really you must really look into this and see the risks are really identified, followed by opportunities also. A simple example I've given it, a self, I think, understandable. If you see an activity called construction during heavy rain, and the runoff will be there, abnormal condition, and soil get eroded, and a lot of water pollution, and wetland habitat also get impacted. The risk is you need to clean again, cost involves, you have a penalties, and publicity will be a negative image on our company. So these are where you need to really understand. So my focus here, not to all of you, please keep this very important area where you need to address risk and opportunities for the key activities that really helps you. Sometimes you have opportunities. Go down now for the next activity. What is that? Toner cottage redesign. If you see, the risks are nil, opportunities are, you can offer service activities, longer term relations, and here you are now you are a positive impact here. Positive impact on this particular environment. You are conserving non-renewable energy. So this sort of thinking, you should go really in depth. So when you do this, please make a note. You must conduct aspect impact for all the activities. Don't leave any activity. Of course, for example, a marketing activity or HR activity doesn't have an impact, but just have a look how we can really also make into this. And a product aspect impact, a services active impact, across product life cycle, services also need to be really captured. Similarly, how you do for the HERA and different activities. Now, let's see HERA. As you all know, I think you all know you do a lot of great work, but here also a lot of changes come now. When you do HERA, one of the important things which they made is now you must also consider OHS risks and OHS management risks also. Both OHS means about our health and safety. OHS management system means who are the people really doing the study of HERA? Are they competent? Or they really can contribute, discover, or identify unearthed risks or hazards to the company? Very, very important. And now in risk hazard HERA also, in OSHA's, it was only hazard identification risk assessment. Now it is hazard identification and assessment of risk followed by opportunities. Now here also, you should find out what are the opportunities so that I gain a lot of what you call branding, or my employees' attendance will improve. They feel So what they call feel good cell in my work environment area. And fun. Then now, this is very, very important. Social factors need to be considered in terms of the working hours and other things like victimization, long standing, all this need to be covered. And more than this, what is important is here every area you must really focus. I've seen many companies. It's for example, let us say you started new building construction. Immediately the day you start a new building construction, prior to this proactively, you must conduct the complete HERA process, AA process, and then only the process really, the construction should start. That shows you are proactive. So for HERA, for AA, you must be proactive so that you can really give a signal on risk encountered and opportunities available so that you can be more proactive, help company to really more productive in terms of saving the resources. And again, important thing, as I told you, assessment of OHS risk and a risk to OHS management system. The basically risk to OHS management system is simple. Most of us, I don't know the culture, but otherwise, to my knowledge, very open comment, really don't really review this era register at regular intervals and capture all those what has been changed, how these risks, the rating has been revised. If it is revised, what system has been changed? If this system has changed, how it is impacted overall safety performance indicators. All the metrics are aligned to OHS management system risk and opportunities. Of course, many of us miss it. We always go on talking about HERA register. It is not HERA register, friends. It is also now OHS management systems risk and opportunities also. Both really help you to capture these more and more, because unless you do a very good study of these two areas, you will be missing an opportunity as given by ISO Secretariat. Now, very important thing which I wanted to touch upon is, as I told you, the documentation. Very, very important change. They bought it now. It is up to the organization what documents they have to retain. Otherwise, they said minimum documentation is required. Like those people who are there right from 2099. If you remember, the ISO 14000 started with 4 clauses. ISO 9000 started with 20 clauses. All clauses used to have documented procedures. From there, they moved from 20 to 6. Now, from 6 now, they said we don't require document procedures. What we require is process. It means what? We must do the things like activity based. It means anything you do as a process. The process is very simple. When you are doing a process, you must see whether it is giving a desired output or not. Example, when you are conducting the HERA process, if this HERA process was designed perfectly so that I don't miss any unexpected hazard in the company, by which I can reduce the complete risk to the organization, it means one after the another, the activities to be done ceremoniously. The idea of process is very simple. It should give the desired result. That's the reason they said activities. For example, we say somebody is a person, but not so active. Other guy, when you say is a person of high caliber, high energetic, very active person. The moment when you say active person, it means the person whom you have named is going to give the desired results. Similarly, when you do a HERA or AI or EPR, emergency preparedness, it should give desired result. It means in no point of time, my company should not have any abnormal condition or any emergency which is not known to me. If that study is done, you are best in all management systems. Then again, as I told you, you need to, as a company of yours, the petroleum industry, you have a complex process. Every process you have to break down into activities, especially which adds value, and see how they're interacted. In those interactions, what are the hazards? What are the aspects? What are the quality issues? Should really go in minute way. It really hides any change. That is the reason in new today's management system in OSHA's, they made a clause specifically for management of change, and also insisted very clear any change in the company, let it be ergonomic change, design change, process change, equipment change, anything they should really conduct HERA in detail so that even new equipment procurement, everything you keep on revising. So, my dear friends, you must see the HERA register. AI register must be ongoing, very dynamic process so that you are left with. If I can say openly, if you do a thorough professional HERA review and AI review, and you are going to be a zero harm, zero harm to human being, zero harm to environment. That's I can assure you. The very important thing, the competency means depending on the knowledge of the people, the competency, the documentation can be downsized. But make a note here very clear. You must decide how much you require because you are a petroleum company. You can really work out how much document you require to satisfy. Otherwise, stand as a management system ISO, it has a minimal documentation requirement. And I'm making very clear open statement, no documented procedure is required, except few documents records required by the organization as for ISO certification. Of course, you need a customer documentation requirement, your own company culture, your company policies requirement, that is definitely part of this requirement, no doubt. But please don't say, because of ISO, I have done 30 pages of booklet. Because of ISO, I have 30 procedures. This is all absurd and unacceptable because today's management systems are completely aligned to business management objectives or strategic objectives. That's how they said you must have objectives at strategic level, tactical level, operation level, aligned to business goals. The business must survive. Business must really go the results through this management system. So today you should not separate a standalone say ISO means documentation. No, ISO means it is a process, best practice to improve organizational culture by practicing these elements in day to day without any break. And you see, it definitely going to help you not in date. So from here to here, you can easily move, provided that you have a belief. Like you all we have a strong beliefs because of a culture. Believe this management system is going to bring a change. Like we have a respect to Quran, respect to the Gita, and respect to Bible. How you ceremoniously accepted this the divine. Similarly, for us, the great book for us to bring a cultural change, process change, is through management systems. Only thing you read between lines, and you will really get benefited. Finally, most of us talk when you come to EMS was the environmental emergency preparedness response. How this team are really getting ready. And you all know one incident in India happened on 7th May 2020, wherein from this international company, LG Polymers, located in India, Visakhapatnam, near Shishore, whatever you call it, and because of the negligence part, where they have not followed a system properly in line with the ISO 45001 or 141, what impact has been given to society? You can just have a look at the small video.
You didn't share the audio, it seems. I couldn't able to hear.
Are you able to listen to the audio? No?
No, yes, no, we couldn't.
Are you able to listen to the audio? No, please respond to me.
No, sir. No audio.
The Honorable Chief Minister Andhra Pradesh, Shri Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy.
Yeah, now it's okay.
In this committee, we had 9 members.
Welcome back. Here with us on Times Now. High-powered committee has submitted 4,000-page report on Vizag gas leak, citing multiple inadequacies from LG Polymers' end. The conclusion is the temperature in the tank rose substantially. The rise in temperature caused the styrene liquid to eventually vaporize and increase the pressure. It was a tank with small vents as well. Listen in.
Today we have presented the high-powered committee report on LG Polymers to the Honorable Chief Minister Andhra Pradesh, Shri Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy. In this committee, we had 9 members. I was chairing the committee. I am Special Chief Secretary, Government of Andhra Pradesh in Environment and Forest. The other members are Shri Karikal Valvad, Special Chief Secretary to Government, Industries and Commerce Department. Shri Vinay Chand, Collector Visakhapatnam. Shri Meena, Commissioner of Police Visakhapatnam. Shri Vivek Yadav, Member Secretary, AP Pollution Control Board. We had 4 nominees from the Government of India. Dr. Anjan Ray, Director, Indian Institute of Petroleum, Dehradun. Dr. Elangovan, DG, Director General of Factories, Advice Service Labour Institute, Mumbai, Ministry of Labour and Employment. Shri Bharat Kumar Sharma, Regional Director, CPCB Pune, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Dr. S.K. Nayak, Director, CPET, Chennai, Ministry of Chemicals and Petrochemicals.
Let's go across to my colleague Somit joining us on the broadcast for more on this. Somit, so clearly it was negligence and safety lapses that led to this leakage at LG Polymers plant. What action can we now expect against the company?
Well, exactly after immediately the gas leak reported in Vizag in Venkatapuram district and LG Polymer Company, the AP government has constituted this high power committee and which has instated to probe extensively into unfortunate this incident, and 4,000-page annexure was submitted to Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh yesterday. And the clearly root of cause of incidents have been stated. It has poor design of the tank and inadequate refrigeration and faulty cooling system, absence of circulation and mixing system, inadequate measures and parameter, poor safety protocol, and many other reasons are also been mentioned in that annexure, and it is a case was also registered under various sections of IPC in Vizag. But now, after the clear reasons are known and probe is carried out, the action is expected by the local authorities. But we have to wait and see who will be held responsible and how many will be held responsible from the company.
All right, Somit, appreciate you joining us with all of those details.
Hey, thank you, friends. I think you all have seen it now. You just see the disaster, how it happened. And for that, they took almost 4,000 pages. If you come across the entire effort of these team members of 9, they again attributed to poor safety protocols. It simply says that 45,001 elements, what has been given in the management system, they have not added. They have not added the particular requirement of the start of the particular tanker system, the HERA study of the tanker system, and as well as the elements practice and emergency preparedness whatsoever. Had it been really done ceremoniously with all the elements of 45,001, they would have been proactively avoided this a big disaster. I'm not sure. I'm not saying because of ISO 45 it happens, but it would have been really mitigated the risk of so much damage to the society and the human being. So my point to highlight is this: if we can just thoroughly implement these best practices of ISO 45001, so-called 14,001, it would have really benefited the company to hide all this. So then, very important thing more than this, for all the management system, after the 9,001 or 14,000, 45,000, they have now done a great job of adding guidance. It means to avoid any difference of opinion when you go for auditing, either by certification body, either by you, for every clause they give an interpretation. For example, let us talk about issues. Let us talk about competency. Let us talk about documentation. Please refer these standards, end of the management system, clause number 10. There is Annex A. Annex A for ISO 45, Annex A ISO 9001, Annex A for ISO 14,001. It is so productive, useful for you all. Like, those school days when we used to have 7th class, 10th class mathematics. Most of us to buy guides for mathematics to complete our homework, whatever it is. Like, it also acts as a guide to have very, very user-friendly. If you read this, understand better, and you can really contribute for the company in implementation very better way, so that the knowledge of yours when it rises up, you can really address these particular management systems more effectively, which can contribute to the overall business objectives. It means what? No incidents, no accidents, energy conservation, water conservation, no pollution, no what you call premiums, highly paid for the organization. It means you are productive in terms of financial, you're productive in terms of non-financial also. Then finally, as I told you, these are all guideline standards. Must really make use of the standards while you do implementation. For 45,000 also, there is a guidance standard. I don't know how many have gone through this, but kindly go through this once. You have a lot of knowledge, and even 45,023 also talks about psychological health and mental work hazards also. It gives a lot of inputs. You can go through that because time constraint, I'll not be able to share all this. Finally, if you want to really make a performance improvement, please make a note. It does not happen alone by ISO 14,000 or 45,000. You must see through different excellence operations. This beautiful management concept given by so-called gurus of management quality. Like I can say, Dr. Deming, Shewart, Juron, Feigenbaum, Ishikawa, so many gurus are there for quality. One of the guru, Dr. Deming, what he has advocated way back in 1960, today it has been implemented in ISO systems. What is called PDCA methodology. He has coined 4 important points. That's called Deming profound knowledge. If you want to really make a company profound knowledge, you must understand very, very important thing. Those are called 4 components of what you call the Deming philosophy, which is available. One is called constants of purpose, theory of knowledge, variation, psychology. All together, if you manage, your company is going to be accident-free, incident-free. And the great man, Philip Crosby, said quality is free. It means what? Quality not in terms of dimensional, in terms of safety, in terms of environmental, you are free now. Free does not mean you have an incident repeatedly. Once incident comes, it should never happen. It means you do not do again investigation or investment on this. The cost of again spending on the same incidents, same accidents will really going to be almost zero. That's how they say the quality in environment, quality in occupational safety, quality in product is free, provided you are proactive, spend more time on acting in advance. That's called today the concept of risk-based thinking. Risk-based thinking is nothing but proactive thinking to make assurance that objectives what you said will achieve. Why you said it is very clearly, when there is a risk, you will not be able to achieve. Risk in competency, you cannot be able to achieve the objectives. Risk in equipment, faulty equipment, you cannot achieve the objective. Risk in what you call technology, you can't achieve the objective. Risk in your inventory, you can't achieve. So where it says very clearly, you must anticipate and address, that will be a great thing. So finally, you must also use different tools and techniques, like, the total productive maintenance. I'm not sure, because I have no much experience in petroleum industry. A TPM concept is very sounding to my experience. 5S concepts, Kaizen concepts, apart from IMS, KMS, followed by the statistical experimentation and continuous process improvement, performance measures in terms of efficiency, effectiveness, and leadership initiatives, employee engagement involvement, all this put together by practicing or advocating quality gurus preachings. A lot of great preachings, like, drive out the fear, means every worker should be given empowerment, freedom to express, give them voluntary. He is a person who can really improve OSHA's, definitely at the shop floor level, make him feel like it's home, better than home. Then the quality of safety is going to be the endless improvement. Thank you very much. I'm stopping. If you have any questions, I'm here to answer. And finally, the takeaway is very, very simple. To conclude, the takeaway is very simple. You must really accept these management systems are the best practices. Like, every day you walk, every day you go on time, every day you wake up on time, and every day you do job perfectly. And if you do it regularly, what happens? This becomes a practice. So you have to know, the only way to really improve a process, something you believe that this can help me to improve it, then you practice it. That practice makes you learn better way. All these elements, you must keep on reading. I've been reading this the last 14 years. Still, I find a lot of opportunities for me to learn. In fact, today I've learned a lot of things from our Secretary Mohammed Yusufji also, when he was talking about different training modules. Thanks to his, for example, a word called LOPA. I was not knowing this, but today I've learned it. So please look at every interaction is an opportunity for learn. And more than that, these standards are really going to improve further, great way. And I'm stopping here for any questions.
Yes, there are a couple of questions in the chat box.
Okay. Can you read out, or I can? Yeah, please.
Yeah, I can. You can open the chat box, sir.
Hmm.
Is it
Yeah,
okay? Or
Yeah, I'm good
Can I
able to
read for
see.
you?
But there are some questions here.
You can read it faster because time is only 10:30, I would like to save time more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a first question from Bala Siva.
Yeah.
He's like Satyanarayana Guru. Wonderful
Yeah.
session going on. Glad to get connected. Your time and sharing your experience is greatly appreciated. First question, kindly throw light on IMS. Second question, how ISO system can enhance organization culture, especially HSE perspective, or how we can evaluate to enhance further. Thanks.
Yeah. Again, as I told you very clearly, to enhance this particular culture or management system performance, very simple. You have to ceremoniously implement all these management system elements. For example, the clause number 6.2 says, you must have objectives at different levels and functions in line with the policy of the company. When you are achieving your objectives, zero incident, zero accident, it really makes you to a better performance of what you call EVHS. Followed by culture. Culture comes through the leadership initiatives. The leaders should drive this culture of zero incident, zero accident with various engagements like, what you call walkthrough audit, toolbox talks, or I can tell you openly, I can tell you other things, a regular, what you call worker interaction meetings and having family togethers, inviting families, making them family also. Oh, this company is more safe than my home, our home. I have no worry at my husband or my family member working here. That's also can happen it. Thank you very much. Next question.
Okay, that is the only question we had on meeting chat.
Yeah. One more important thing, if you wanted to bring a culture only comes through very simple way. You must first of all make employees to practice this ceremoniously and see that every employee is engaged to contribute to have a zero harm company, zero incident company, and this would really bring the thing of what you call acceptance. So more important thing for a company, there is a clause in 7.2 called awareness. You must bring employees a lot of awareness. For example, hello, Mr. User, this company doesn't tolerate any type of incident or accident. You are responsible for this. You are authorized to stop anything, but you should take it. Any incident, any accident, hazardous substance, you have been empowered, but get it trained yourself. And it is your company. Take the responsibility and equal accountability, and you are given empowerment, of course, under controls. Like every employee, you must bring into alignment what is the purpose of this company, what are the company objectives. To conclude, every employee should know what for I'm working, how can I contribute for the organizational zero incident, zero accident when you talk about HSE performance, and regular sessions on training, retraining, followed by involving them in incident accident would really bring a cultural change. Treat a worker is a source for making zero incident company. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. There are a couple of questions, hands raised.
Yeah.
First, we'll ask Ashok Alapadiji to unmute your mic because you are the first one who raised your hand, it seems.
Thank you, Ramana, and thank you, Yusuf, for organizing this wonderful webinar. I just want to ask you, Mr. Satyanarayana Garu,
Yeah.
you shared this LG polymers incident, and we also gave some recommendations from the J&A Bharat HSE Foundation.
Yeah.
Is there any way that 4,000-page report is being submitted to the government? Is there any way for the public to know how the recommendations have been taken by the government or by industry, sir?
Sir, bureaucratic approach. The report, I think, once made is just helpful. If you really require it, I'll come back to you. We have a great man called Vijay Sagar, who is Deputy Inspector of Factories. He will be having a lot of input on this. We'll definitely support in this means, sir. Let me have a call with him. Sure.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I'd like to request.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. There are a couple of questions.
Yeah.
I would like to request Siva Prasad Garu to open your mic and speak.
Yeah. Good evening to all. It's a very wonderful session, and really, given a shortest time, I can say a lot of points have come forward, and I feel all HSE professionals must upgrade to the current situation and the systems what they have been upgraded. Surely, topics have been highlighted. Normally, we have a perception of ISO means it is a complex one and more related to documentation. That's what my interactions with the HSE professionals. But thank you for highlighting that ISO is not for the documentation, but it is all definitely it will help in enhancing the performance, HSE performance. And a very good point that is opportunities, not only correction of some deficiencies or non-compliances, but there are opportunities. That means our perspective of looking applying this ISO system itself is totally different dimension, and the HERA process you highlighted very good. So thanks, and thanks for the very wonderful session.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I think somebody raised Muruganathan Busupati, please.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Very informative session, sir. Very short time you gave all the information. Sir, one basic, my questions are nowadays a lot of accreditation bodies are available. The earlier it was limited. Like example, now earlier we have IRCA to monitor the auditors there. Nowadays, the other new accreditation bodies came. Then how this relation with the CQIs are, Chartered Quality Institutes are?
Yeah. Thank you. See, normally because I am from a certification board, I can give you a wonderful example. See, this IRCA is also a business organization like you. There is no mandatory requirement for any certification body that he should be an IRCA auditor. The certification body can qualify them as a IRCA auditor directly. And the relation of CQI is nothing but a sub-spot of IRCA. So the accreditation bodies, we can't say these are all accreditation body for certifications. They're all accreditation body for trainings only. IRCA and CQI are only authorized to have accreditation for trainings, not for certifications. So now, whenever you talk about any accreditation, this so-called TEV, DNV, or SES, these are all certification bodies, accreditation given by the respective countries. So many are there, but no doubt you have to see many, just example like you, KOC, there are many are there, but KOC is a distinct capabilities, distinct identity. Like that you have to identify who are the best professionals, select from them, do this audit, done. Otherwise, accreditation of IRCA, CQA has no relevance to certification. IRCA doesn't certify. IRCA, CQA, they only provide training on a platform called approved trainings. For example, today in India, there is a accreditation body called QCI, Quality Council of India. We are also started now giving from India the NBQP, IRCA training programs are not IRCA, NBQP training programs, 5D programs also. So like IRCA, we can also monitor, and the recognition of IRCA auditors, I think nowadays, in the 21st century is not the real requirement to my knowledge. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Any other question? Very simple thing before I conclude, sir. All the elements, sub-elements, if you, I'm sure today I'm leaving, before leaving, if you read 6.1.2 or 1.1, planning means proactive thinking. HERA, one by one, if you do it, you will really smile yourself how I am innocent today. How many things are missed in HERA process? Please look into that class number so-and-so HERA process, HERA. And as well as, aspect by to leave it now. You will surprise. Today, I think how many of you understand very clearly social responsibility has been taken into what you call ESM they call as, or ISO 26000 you can refer, you'll understand. Social responsibility. They started HERA with social factors, interestingly, very interestingly. No what they call equipment, no what you call missionary, no workplace, all those things. They took it backseat. They started with social factors. And one by one, if you see, era of 18,001, era of 45,001, what to be sources they've identified is excellent, including nursing mothers, migrant laborers who are coming from India. All this need to be, what are the hazards for these people if they come and forth? Wonderfully, they made it because this earth is for living, caring others, protecting environment. So this is how the change is coming. Friends, last but not the least, all these management systems are now redesigning towards achievement of what you call UN Sustainable Goals. So have a real focus, element-wise, read it, bring more awareness, more knowledge on elements. You can do wonderful now what you call contribution to society. Going alone with a small document of era, AI all the time, you're doing a sin. Let me not say that I am openly talking to you. Please review it regularly. Any change comes, go to era. Any change in air, water, land, flora, fauna, go to AI. And you see the dramatic change in your company, you will appreciate to me. Thank you. And last but not the least, this is a small startup company. I have been vocal passion to really disseminate knowledge in many segments and give an opportunity. You call about a petroleum industry or 9,000, 14, 45, 50,001 or ISMS, whatsoever, including small trainings on HERA, AI for 2-3 hour sessions or 4-hour session. Would be happy to serve the great voluntary chapter of Kuwait ASSP. I'm leaving here. Thank you so much. Once again, thanks to the ASSP team and Dr. Suprasad. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now we have 3 items as per the agenda. The next one will be quiz on Kahoot, and after that, we are going to have